Good evening. This is the Rajdhani channel of All India Radio Delhi, broadcasting on medium wave 450.5 meters corresponding to 666 kilohertz. Welcome to the evening transmission, Sanj Dhale. We begin the transmission with comments from the press.
This is All India Radio. You will now hear comments from the press. The Indian Express in its editorial titled BJP's Sadhvi Test writes, Sadhvi Pragya Thakur, accused in the Maligaon terror blast case, who is out on bail and the BJP's candidate for the Lok Sabha elections in Bhopal, has been issued a show-cause notice by the party for her comments hailing Mahatma Gandhi's assassin Nathuram Godse as a patriot. The BJP's disciplinary committee has given her 10 days to respond, reiterated party president Amit Shah at a press conference on Friday. Prime Minister Narendra Modi by his side. The PM has separately condemned candidate Pragya's remarks. The PM and the party president have publicly disapproved of the Sadhvi's comments, therefore not long after they staunchly endorsed her controversial candidature. Yet the BJP's Sadhvi problem may only have just begun. Pragya Thakur's praise of Godse follows close on the heels of outrageous claim that it was a curse that sent Hemant Karkare to his death. The Maharashtra ATS officer who led the probe into the Maligaon blast case died fighting terrorists in 26/11. At that time too, the BJP was compelled to distance itself from her remarks. There is no predicting what the BJP may have to rush to explain or apologize for next, possibly on the floor of the House if she should win the election. But appointing a permanent spokesperson for apologies for Pragya Thakur's remarks may not be a solution either. The Sadhvi's comments on Gandhi have only brought to the fore a simmering predicament that will not go away. The Economic Times in its editorial title In Service of Godse and Political Clarity says, earnestness and abhorrence of Godse supporters would lie in expelling Thakur and banishing her back to the fringes. It turns out, however, that the BJP MP Nalin Katil and BJP Minister Anand Kumar Hegre also put out tweets showing Godse in a relatively favourable light. BJP President Amit Shah has referred them also to a party disciplinary committee, and the BJP leader explained that Thakur said what she said because she is inexperienced. Did he mean that experience would change her convictions, or that she would have a better sense of when to show off her true colours? The Tribune in its editorial titled Problematic Pragya comments that BJP should have taken a drastic action last month itself when Pragya claimed that IPS officer Hemant Karkare had been killed in the 26/11 Mumbai terror attacks as she had cursed him for torturing her in custody. Amid an uproar, she said sorry and took back outrageous comment. Subsequently, the Election Commission had barred her from campaigning for 3 days due to her hate speeches. When Pragya's candidature was announced, Shah had projected her as a victim of the Hindu terror conspiracy theory and said the BJP wanted the world to know that she had been framed. Shah and company now need to explain why they have failed to rein in the likes of Pragya and Karnataka MP Nalin Katil, who tweeted about Godse, Ajmal Kasab and Rajiv Gandhi in the same breath. PM Narendra Modi had declared that he can never forgive Pragya. His party too has committed an unforgivable offence by letting loose the so-called Sadhvi and her ilk. The Asian Age in its editorial titled Godse, Gandhi and BJP's poll calculations opinions, Prime Minister Narendra Modi and BJP President Amit Shah had come out in strong support of fielding Ms. Thakur as the party's candidature to oppose the Congress's Digvijay Singh, since he had reportedly denounced those accused in the Maligaon blast, in which the victims were Muslims, as Hindu terrorists in the same loose way as people use the expression Islamic terrorist when they in fact mean Islamist. Especially in light of this, it is not surprising that BJP stalwarts have taken the time in censuring Ms. Thakur. Perhaps they were calculating the pluses and minuses of obnoxious remarks on the BJP's poll prospects. Contrast this with a pouncing on Sam Pitroda's comment on the anti-Sikh violence in 1984. Congress President Rahul Gandhi condemned his colleague's remark and even asked him to apologize, but BJP leaders didn't seem impressed. The Asian Age in its editorial titled Stop Threatening Free Speech says the Supreme Court has also imposed a condition that an apology be rendered. The Supreme Court released Priyanka Sharma on bail but didn't go far enough to free her unconditionally. Free speech is too important in a democracy and a principle worth preserving at any cost, regardless of which state is acting against critics in this way. The BJP activist offence was to create a meme on West Bengal CM Mamata Banerjee that was far from humorous, in fact distasteful. What has been happening of late is that those who lampoon people in power have been thrown into jail under various laws, including the Information Technology Act. The Supreme Court has also imposed a condition that an apology be rendered. This isn't altogether a bad thing to have to say sorry for tasteless portrayal, as in superimposing the CM's face on that of an actress who was at New York Met Gala displaying what is called cam fashion, which is to present an aesthetic sensibility that is plain to see but hard to explain. West Bengal had earlier acted against a professor for simply forwarding a cartoon. The intolerance of dissent and criticism will end only when all top leaders recognize that the world has changed and that every citizen can post his or her messages on the all